World Tree, the symbol of peace, the home city of the Kaldarai. In an instant, it was set ablaze. All of the questions that linger from all of this. How did war come on so strong after the defeat of the Burning Legion? How did the Horde roll through the Kaldarai lands without hindrance? Welcome to SI-7, the spy network of the Alliance. This is where the Alliance goes to whatever is necessary, at whatever cost. Many amongst the Alliance call them murderers, bandits, criminals, but none will ever question their results. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our campaign. The Dagger of the Alliance. I'm your host, Hulkwithmon. You can call me Hulk. Our players may call me something different at the end of this. We pick up with an introduction to all of our players as I switch over to the live scene right now. And let's actually bring them up, and output volume is up. Okay, everybody, say hi for everyone.
Hello.
Greetings.
So, I would like to introduce you from top to bottom. Vicariously Awesome, playing the role of Mara. Lord Fancy, playing the role of Gareth. And Scouty98, playing the role of Hammerstein. So, let's start off with an introduction of the setting. As the Alliance marches off to war, Stormwind empties of her soldiers. This includes the operatives within SI-7. They will be the tip of the spear. However, as our three players, we won't call them heroes just yet, prepare to infiltrate Lordaeron's Undercity, they all receive a message by Falcon. It reads, "Birds fly south." Signed, M. There are very few calls you must answer in the life as an operative of SI-7. You're committed to working as your own cell. However, when you're given a missive by M, you return. And so they return to Stormwind. Stormwind, the capital of the humans that live in the Eastern Kingdoms. The capital of the Alliance. To the north, you would find the mountainous region of Cosmodon, the kingdom of the dwarves, ruled by Muradin Bronzebeard. Further north, the former human kingdom of Lordaeron, now ruled by the Banshee Queen, war chief of the Horde, Sylvanas Windrunner. South of Stormwind is wild country until you hit the very bottom of the continent, where you hit the port of Booty Bay. While not controlled by the Alliance nor the Horde, it's a constant source of information for both. Stormwind is a magnificent city, tall walls built for protection, waterways to assist with transportation, and a magnificent keep to protect the current king, Anduin Wrynn. Anduin succeeded his father, Varian, who fell in combat against the Burning Legion. Many amongst the Alliance believe that this is due to the Horde's cowardice on the broken shore. But that's up for debate. While Stormwind is a magnificent structure, any city has its less than desirable areas. In Stormwind, that's Old Town, a constant hive of thievery and other sorts of dangerous activity. It also happens to be where SI-7 headquarters is located. When you're the best of the best, well, common street thugs are no contest. As our characters walk into the unsuspecting HQ, you realize you're not the only ones in here. On a hunch, you suspect there are 20 rogues hiding in the shadows. Zoom in here. Let's give you a better view. Alright, I have to put you guys in here. Xavier, how do I place people into the map?
You click and drag.
Click and drag?
Do you have their images in Roll20?
Yes, I do. Hang on. Sorry.
I also made everybody a character so I could save their stats. I'll show you how to do that later. It's not as
Thank you.
pertinent right now.
I'm going to throw Mara in there. Where are
This is
you?
Final Fantasy.
I thought that was Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought that was Star
Where
Wars.
is Hammerstone?
Honestly, it sounded like the end of combat.
I have the Stormwind theme going on in the background here.
Oh, okay. Also Stormwind.
So Mara and who's our last one? Gareth. Where are you?
Yeah.
Amanda drew my picture for me today because she's amazing.
Really? Let me see.
Gareth.
Well, you're about to see it.
Gareth Hellscream.
You were here.
How dare you.
And Gareth Hellscream. I answer
you, sir.
to no one.
All right, whose name is Gareth? Because I'm seriously going to change my character name if that's
Gareth.
No, that's not.
No,
it's
Gareth.
not.
That's
It's Garrosh.
Your character.
Your character is
You're-
named
you're
Gareth.
good.
Do not worry.
Don't worry, you're not a filthy orc that we had to kill.
I'm so confused.
He was such a good guy.
It's not.
Okay. Now that I have you guys in there. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
enter.
where?
You enter the HQ.
Are we on the right map?
Yes, we are.
Weird.
We
I
are
don't
on-
see it.
We are on the correct map right now.
Okay.
Um,
no,
you're
it's
you're in a small room, right?
No.
No. So what
No,
you have to
like-
do is click
We're still
the
in
drop
Stormwind.
down, the blue little tag at the top.
Blue
Click the
little-
drop down, drag the red player
okay.
banister
I
over
see
to
it.
the map.
Yep. Sorry.
There we
go.
are.
Now you're there. Thank
The
you.
map.
There's
Thank
like 20 hiding in the shadows of this small room.
Mhm.
Serve the
Are they all,
Dark
like-
Lady.
Goblins?
Thank you for the host,
Wouldn't-
Slayer. I
Wouldn't all the
appreciate
oxygen
it.
be out of the room by now? And,
I mean, you guys are,
Oh, no wonder
Hey,
it's
Slayer.
all black. I
what's
don't.
up, Slayer?
who needs to breathe when you're already dead on the inside?
I am dead on the inside.
It's always
I am.
it's always amazed everyone how small this place is. A receptionist greets you. Welcome to the Old Town Inn, folks. How may I help you? How do you respond?
Just looking for a respite.
The thing. I got just looking for a respite from the war.
I just want to drink. No, I'm just kidding. I was just looking for a respite from the war.
It seems we've all come with the same goal.
Clearly.
The receptionist looks at all of you and gestures. I think I know what kind of room you're looking for, the receptionist says. She reaches under the counter, and the front door swings closed. A bookshelf behind the receptionist flips open to reveal a hidden room in the back. She motions to walk that way. Do you?
Pleasure. I proceed.
All right.
I think we
Me
proceed
too.
in general.
You enter a small room with a human and a goblin in it. The human, give me 1 second, has brown hair, no amazing stature. The goblin, green, like most of them. The human briefly looks up and looks back to his work that he's attending to at his desk. The room is not ornately adorned.
I find it quite interesting that the birds fly south, don't you?
The goblin looks up from the ground and stares a hole right through you. And he says to you, "Watch your tongue. You're in the presence of greatness." He has an odd accent for a goblin.
My name is Mara, but greatness will work too. Just saying. You can just call me Mara. It's okay.
A chuckle erupts from the human sitting behind the desk. You recognize him. This is Matthias Shaw, the head of SI7. You dare not let your guard down, as he is the commanding officer, and with the quill that he wields, he could bring down an entire battalion of Horde soldiers. His skills are unmatched amongst rogues, and he understands that this is a world in which bad things have to be done from time to time to keep the world running stably.
Matthias. A pleasure.
He looks up, his steely gaze, green eyes shining through. Continues to write on his paper. Why did you all join SI7? I'll start with the human.
Purpose.
It makes him pause in his writing. For maybe a second. You notice it. And he continues. And the gnome.
Blood.
He laughs. And the Kaldorai.
Vengeance.
He continues writing on his pad. Resnick looks at him. Well, aren't you going to say anything else? You recognize this goblin as well. He's the second in command of all of SI7. Resnick the Shiv, they call him. He detests what the goblins have become under the rule of Gallywix. Matthias looks up and goes, "You're all right." He goes, "You all joined because you all have a certain skill set that you enjoy using. We do the bad things so the good people can wake up to the sun rising in the morning. Let me remove all doubt from all of your minds. We are not good people. We just make sure that this kingdom and alliance keeps steady. Does it bother you that you're here instead of Lordaeron?" He glances at Mara.
I kind of clear my throat, but I don't really answer.
When your commanding officer asks you a question, you'd be best to answer that.
I am just here. I follow orders. How I feel isn't really important.
Matthias's cold stare does not change. He goes, "Understood. What of you, gnome? Do you wish for the bloodlust that comes from all Death Knights?"
You know it. I know it. And on the stage, unquenchable thirst.
But yet you're here. And the human! He smiles, wryly.
What of me?
Does it bother you that you aren't awakening the animal within inside?
What do you know of me?
He chuckles. I know everything. I'm Matthias Shaw. It's my job to know everything. But don't worry. Mum's the word. Resnick rolls his eyes in the corner.
my throat again.
Oh, would you like to say something?
No, sir. Nothing to say, sir.
Anyways, you've all been called back to Stormwind. You might have noticed that she's emptied of her soldiers. They're all on the siege. But today, I have a different mission for you. You're not infiltrating the Horde. During the War of Thorns, there was a clear lack of communication to the ears that needed said information to mobilize. Due to this, the Kaldorei have been slaughtered, and we're banging the drum of war. Does that seem odd to any of you? He glances around the room.
I think it would be obvious why it would. For me.
Matthias looks your direction. How so?
You do know that I am Night Elf, right? You can see that I'm Night Elf. My family obviously hails from Darnassus and the Teldrassil tree. I lost family when the tree fell. No, this doesn't strike anybody closer than it strikes me.
Shaw glances at you. He goes, I do understand that you've lost family. He looks at the gnome. Some have lost much more. He looks at the human. Some are still figuring it out. He returns to you. This war will take on many more casualties before it ends. One must be wary of those inside their own circles, he goes on. I want to know if we've been infiltrated by the Horde, or if there's another reason. The city is empty, and now the eyes and ears can uncover the real truth. He looks around, he looks at Resnick. Resnick nods towards him. I warn you, people will not like the questioning of this. Many Kaldorei are upset at the lack of immediate support. This will reopen wounds. I'm going to point you in the direction that will cause this to be less than pleasant immediately. He looks at his piece of paper on his desk and glances back at you. We'll head to the Mage Quarter. There should have been a clear and immediate communication from the mages from the beginning of the invasion of Darnassus. There wasn't. It's time to kick some stones around there. I want to know what's going on. We're Stormwind's intelligence. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Understand that important decisions will be made by you in the field. You must not hesitate to act.
1,250 years old, sir. I've been fighting wars since before your ancestors were born.
And I've killed more than your
remind
ancestors
me
have
of
ever
that.
killed in their lifetimes. So understand that the age of a Kaldorei does not matter in this room.
And how many people you kill in one battle does not equate years and decades and centuries of war.
Thaisha looks down at his desk again, chuckles to himself. We're SI-7. We don't fight battles.
We end them.
He taps his piece of paper and points to the human. This one gets it. You have your orders. Do you need anything from me?
Quick aside.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a salute? Is there like a SI7
We
Not
should
that I'm
make
aware
one.
of.
You can.
Can we make
um,
SI7 out.
For those of you that are watching that don't know, I know nothing of WoW, so I gotta ask
I
like
know,
what's
and
it
it's
There
going
is-
on?
amazing.
there
'cause
is-
I know about WoW.
there is no real salute for SI7.
We should make
Okay.
one.
Can I give the salute of my homeland?
Hmm.
An armpit salute.
Nod my head.
I just kind of have a smoky purple smoke, and I just kind of like fade out. I don't really care.
Alrighty. The bookshelf swings open. Resnick shouts as you turn away. Be careful not to get yourself killed out there. That's the goblin accent you were expecting. As you exit the building. You move out into Stormwind proper. And so now it's up to you where you want to go.
To the mage quarter.
Mage quarters.
Is that where you want to go?
Yar.
Nowhere else? Okay.
Actually,
I mean,
wait.
it's where
I want
we
to go
were
over the
directed.
Whoa,
Pendare.
whoa, whoa,
Hold
whoa!
up,
Wait a
hold
minute!
up,
When
hold
you
up,
say it
hold
like
up.
that,
It's
When
where
you
we were
say it
directed.
like
You
that.
clearly pointed mage quarters. Now,
Exactly.
where are we currently on the map?
So
We're in
on the
Old
map,
Town.
you are in Old Town.
Weird.
Between
Old
you
Town.
and Old Town is the trade district.
Okay.
Beyond.
Then obviously we'll stop there on our way.
Trade district is where like the bank, the auction house, innkeeper, food,
Profession.
drink, all of that is. Yeah, your
Wait, no,
professions.
no. Wait, no, they're scattered everywhere. Actually,
It's
never mind.
basically like the shopping outlet
Welcome in,
plaza
Sass and Sylvian.
of-
Yeah, it's a mall.
So like on the way to the mage quarters or going through the trade district, we can stop and like visit like shopkeepers and people.
Or we could
who-
just, go to the
or
dwarven
go to the
district.
bank or
So, quick question.
Yep.
What is it that happened? So some night elves were killed.
So the Night
The
Elves
giant tree was burned. That's
capital
what happens
city
there.
was
So
burned
this
to the
is
ground.
this is post all that.
Yes.
Okay, just because I did watch those videos, but I wanted to see where it was in the timeline.
Good.
Mhm.
So this is
Okay.
directly after. Now, as an aside from you guys, this is not going to be canon. This is my story.
Yeah,
It's a
Things
home.
will happen, and you're, whatever.
Yeah,
you're not
I'm
going to
prepared.
like.
Totally.
This is our thing, man.
So cool. Okay.
All right.
I just want you guys to know that. Okay. So we're gonna go to the trade district.
Woot,
All
woot.
right.
Okay. So I hope that you can see that. Okay. So you have your entire trade district right here. As you enter from the east, from Old Town, you see the post box, and you see just an assortment of different armories, weapon shops, everyday merchandise, cheese stores, apothecaries. Anything that you could want is found within this district.
I'm gonna look at the notices.
You look at the notices, it's horrifyingly filled with night elves' names. It's filled with, have you seen this person, that person? There's a few wanted posters for very nondescript criminals. And there's painted in large red paint, "Down with the Horde," across all of it.
All right.
I walk up to the notices and kind of shrug at all the missing night elves, like it's typical. And I say, "Down with the horde, indeed. They're gonna get what's coming to them."
Okay.
And I go to the Traders Hall to see what I can stock up on before we start our plan.
You walk
I'm
into
gonna go
trade.
shopping.
You you walk into Trader's Hall, and it's probably the busiest area of all of Stormwind. There are traders of all kinds, items, shops, armorers, blacksmiths. You hear the sound of the hammer. You hear the hustle and bustle of the crowd, and it seems like a normal day in Stormwind. However, you see the lack of guards around. You see that there's less here. You know where they are. You know that they've traveled north.
I follow her to the Trader's Hall and observe this.
I head over to the Lionheart Armory.
Okay, so the Lionheart Armory. Behind the desk is a child, maybe no older than 8 years old. And behind him is a man, probably going into his 50s, hammering on a sword. All right. In the trade hall, an armorer calls out, I'm taking half off of all items and merchandise. Another armorer yells out, I'll take off 60%.
Is there another armorer that isn't offering a discount?
There's one armorer that is stuck in the corner towards the very end of the Trader's Hall that's silent, staring off into the crowd.
What's their demeanor?
Arms crossed.
What's the race?
Human.
I approach. How do his wares look?
Incredibly tidy. Armor is placed on racks to display them. Very neat. The armor sees you approach and nods. Doesn't say hello. Just stands there.
Is this work quality, or could I get better elsewhere easily?
I only make the best, the armor says, looking beyond.
Do I look to where he's looking? Just into the crowd?
He's really looking into nowhere, just more so gazing to see if anybody's going to walk up and make an offer.
Just hard times we've fallen on, though.
He stops glancing and gives you a look.
Seems every time peace comes to this land, another war must be started. So we need good armorers. We need men of the craft. I see decent wares here, and I haven't heard of discounts coming from your booth. So I'd assume you're a man that understands the worth of craft. Would I be wrong?
He gives you a stare and goes, aye. Any good armorer worth his salt doesn't mark down his wares. Stands behind them. You don't sell anything? That's okay. You sell a decent product, people will come back and buy from you again, as long as they live.
I take off my studded leather vest. Anything you can do with this?
He looks at it. He goes, we could reinforce it with adamantite. It'll take a day.
A day. Then I shall be back. I toss him some coin. 2 gold pieces.
The armor
Does
goes,
this suffice?
yeah, that'll do. We'll have this ready for you in the morning.
I will
Please
see
come
you
by. Thank you, sir. What's the name?
then. Gareth.
Gareth?
Gareth Kane.
Gareth Kane. All right. We'll have this written up for you. Yes.
How do we know how much gold we have? I didn't get like a.
Just
like a
play
currency.
fast and loose with this. You're an SI7 agent. You're rich. Okay.
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 Shopping
Okay.
spree.
You're over 1,000 years old. You should have the wealth of like a billionaire at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm a billionaire.
Jesus
All right, let's
Christ.
go shopping. Let's go. Okay, I walk up to.
Well, let me just finish up with Gareth here.
Okay.
The armorer nods to you and goes, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I agree with this, with your assessment. These are the end times, and we need to arm our soldiers as best we can, especially those that are infiltrating the Horde. He drops you a wink.
He knows.
I turn and vanish into the crowd.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Who's next?
I walk up to the same guy.
He's finishing putting the, talking to an assistant behind him with the vest and pointing out what needs to be done.
I don't say anything about knowing Gareth or that I'm connected to him in any way. I just walk up. And he said, "I'm looking for the strongest cloth armor that you have. I'm gonna be going into dangerous territory, and I need something strong and sturdy that is gonna give me the most boost to my spell power."
He looks at you and he goes, what are you wearing? What you got there?
I guess I can't really take my clothes off. Like,
Yeah.
he took off his vest.
He,
So.
he touches the cloth and goes, what is this made
yeah,
of?
I'm gonna like motion him what I'm wearing.
He touches your sleeve.
Okay.
He goes, where'd you get this?
This is from our tailor in Darnassus. It's nothing special. It's nothing that I have sentimental value to. If you need to alter it, I can find something else to wear. This is what we had in Darnassus.
Did you hear the word that you just said? He looks at you.
Darnassus?
No, tailor. Do I look like a goddamn tailor to you?
From
I
Boston?
I need to buy something new, but you looked at like what I'm wearing, like you could do something to it. So I don't really know what your professions are. I mean, we all get two, so yours could be tailor and.
Stop bringing the video game into this, Carrie.
Is it murder? I'm metagaming.
Oh god. So the armorer looks at you and goes, "What do you fancy yourself?"
I'm known as a shadow priest now. I used to be holy, but now I've given up on that life, and I've descended into the depths of darkness for shadow.
That's a lot of fucking information to be telling your armorer. He says.
You can't do this to me! I can't stay in character if you're gonna pull this shit!
He goes.
Oh god, okay.
Okay, so shadow priest. That's like a fucking. That's like a battle mage or something, right? Like that. Something. You need something light but strong and durable, right?
And I need spell power.
You need
I need
spell power.
magic.
I don't.
Dark magic.
Yes.
Dark magic. I don't really do that.
I roll my eyes at this uneducated peon beneath me. Like,
Jeez, he doesn't do enchanting, Carrie. Leave him alone.
maybe I should have done enchanting.
So, the armorer puts a finger to his lips and goes, "All right, I can't do anything with this, but I think I know a guy. Why don't you bring your human buddy back here
I never
tomorrow
said that.
morning? Yep.
I never. You're metagaming. I never
No,
said
I'm
that
not.
he was my friend or that I
No,
had
I'm not.
anything to do.
No,
Hang
he's
on.
not metagaming.
Hang on, this
Hold
is not
on.
metagaming.
Accept it.
Accept this. Why don't you and your human friend come back here when he needs to pick up his vest? That way I can equip 2 SI7 agents at the same time. How does that sound?
You seem to know a lot, sir. By assuming that we are S17 agents, or that I'm even affiliated with the last guy
I'm
that you told.
making a matter to understand who my clientele are.
Oh. Well,
Goes,
I will
"Wait,
neither
wait."
confirm nor deny that I know the human spoke to, but I will.
Do you want the cloak or not?
I do.
He says in his accent.
I hate you.
Is he from Booty Bay? It's like the only place I'd think that they'd have that kind of an accent.
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
From the Bronx.
Maybe that's how
Booty
he's.
Bay.
Maybe he's learned from that. So
Who knows?
Taking what you see.
Yeah.
he looks at you and goes, "So what's it gonna be?"
Do what you can do, and I toss him a big old bag of coins because I'm rich. Money is no.
He looks at you incredulously, takes out five gold from the bag and goes, "This is enough. I don't need to be don't need to have my throat slit by SI7."
Wise, sir. Very wise.
He hands you the bag back after taking what he needs. Anything else?
No, that'll be all.
Good
And
day.
I
I'll see you in the morning.
Purple shimmer out.
He walks.
I'm gonna purple shimmer out everywhere.
The armor.
He's just in shadow form.
The armor walks back
Yeah,
to its
exactly.
assistant and kind of like looks bewildered and goes, you know. Okay. Anyone else?
I mean, I'm still in the Lionheart Inn.
You are.
Lionheart Armory.
Yep.
Talk to the man that's pounding on the hammer. Ask him, what wares do you have here, sir?
He yells, "Huh? Talk to the boy."
Boy, what are you selling here?
Boy.
The young child looks at you, a little bit frightened by your appearance. He's probably never seen any of the undead folk. He goes,
Speak up, boy.
We
It's fine, I'm not gonna hurt you.
stock weapons and armor,
What type of armor? Young one.
all kinds. What are you looking for?
Protection.
That's very broad, sir.
Have you picked up any armor from the past attacks on the Ice Crown? Back when it was relevant.
The 8-year-old looks down at the desk in front of him, looks up and goes, "I'm afraid I can't help you, sir. I'm sorry. That was a long time ago."
I take my leave.
He goes, "Come back soon."
I will. Oh, I will.
All right. So, Gareth and Mara, are you still in Trader's Hall, or have you disappeared out into the streets?
I'm in
I'm
the street.
in the street. Yeah.
I'm leaning against Pestil's apothecary. I'm waiting to speak with him, but he seems busy at the moment. I've opened my.
I'm across the
Yes,
street at the
knowledge.
bank doing, girl money stuff.
Doing bank stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll head over
Organizing
to-
my purse, my inventory, you know, putting some regions in it, categorizing, you know, I do.
head over to a Weller's arsenal.
Okay. So Bessel looks up from his work and goes, "Aye, you got something for me?"
No. Oh. Never mind.
Ah!
Are you there?
No, Hammer is not
No.
there.
Okay.
I was confused.
Sorry.
It's on
I
that-
closed my book. Oh. I was just waiting for you.
And I was waiting for you. Now, how about you spend some gold?
Of course. Of course.
Your character is
just
so
seek-
snarky.
I just seek some potion wares.
Potion wares. He reaches under the counter and goes and produces several vials. He goes,
Sorry.
"Nature's poison."
I misspoke. I seek components.
He goes, "Oh, components. What type of what are you looking for? We got a lot here."
Yeah, of course. I seek specifically. I reopen my book. Shade petals, a nard root, the teardrops of merfolk, and a obsidian vial. Would you have any of that?
He looks to his shelves and goes, "I've got the shades petals and the gnarled root for you. The other stuff is a little bit difficult to come by."
Of course. Of course.
Puts the items on the table, on the counter, I should say. Says, "What will be then?"
That'll be it.
10 silver, sir.
There you are.
Always a pleasure doing business with you. Takes the 10 silver, deposits it under the counter, and nods to you. "Good day."
I take the wares. I nod back and I look to see if I see any of the other two that I was in the office with.
I right outside, I'm kind of hovering there, like in my shadow form, and I look over at Gareth and I said, "So, I overheard what you were asking for as I was on my way back from the bank. The merfolk that you speak of and needing their tears, they're actually called Naga, and I know where to find them."
Oh my god, I have been fucking muted for how long?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Probably
but
just for
I've
that.
heard you.
Probably just for that exchange, actually, because I muted it when I typed. I asked for some apothecary items, some components. Thank you, Trop. Okay, so you're standing there, and you say, "The Naga."
The Naga
so-
are
so-
the
so-
merfolk, and I know where to find them if you their tears for whatever you need them for. I can be of assistance.
I raise an eyebrow
Why
to
are
you.
you smiling at me, Hulk?
No, I was smiling at the. It might look like I'm smiling at you, but I'm smiling at the chat.
No, okay,
Sorry.
okay, good.
I,
They're called
I-
Naga.
I raise my eyebrow to you.
Yeah,
I know not of what you speak. Are we headed to the Mages Guild?
Yes, mages might have what we need. We're heading to the mage quarter, but in case they don't, and you still need your merfolk tears, I do know where to find the Naga. Just FYI.
And where was our third? Have you seen him?
I thought I saw him go into the. Wait, he was over in the lions.
'Tis
Yeah.
hard to lose an undead gnome.
He was on his way to the whalers.
Wellers.
Yeah,
Wellers.
whalers. Yeah, I'm not his keeper. It's not my job to watch him.
Ooh.
Can we see the map once more?
Can you not see it?
No, I can see the trade district, but I want
Okay.
to see the.
So you want to see all of Stormwind?
Wait, can I just Google that? Is that something I can just look up?
I've got it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
here.
That,
I've got it on here, so
No, it's fine.
you're good.
All right.
Specifically where I am.
What is there to find in the cathedral in Dwarven District?
Stick it.
Dwarven
cathedral?
District, like-
Dwarven District. Hang on. Dwarven District is mostly of just emissaries and blacksmiths.
Engineer.
Yeah, just nothing of any sorts that will probably help this party.
Okay.
In the Cathedral District, you're going to find just priests and other such.
That's where
folk.
I'm going.
All right. While she heads that way, I'm gonna approach the bridge between the Trade District and the Mage Quarter, and I'm gonna lean against the banister, waiting for my companions.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it over to Hammerstein
As he stretches.
Ooh,
as he
yeah.
stretches. What are you
These
doing?
old, I'm in the Wellers. Sorry, we're just trying to find wares and armor.
Okay. So you walk in. There's a middle-aged man behind the counter, just reading from an inventory list, kind of mouthing the words to himself, more so than anything. He looks up, or rather, looks down in your case, to find, and he seems intrigued to see an undead gnome walking into his shop.
There's something wrong, sir.
He goes, "Hail! We don't get many of your kind in here."
Clearly, don't get many of my kind anywhere.
Undead gnomes. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. So, sir, what are you selling? What are your wares?
Anything and everything. What do you need?
Anything. Anything from the Ice Crown Citadel?
The Ice Crown Citadel. He looks at you, looks at his list. He goes, "You got money?"
Question is, what do you have? Money is not a luxury. Not, no, it's not right. Money isn't a concern to me.
He chuckles and makes a joke. "Yeah, I mean, you being dead and all." He coils back a little bit from understanding that he may have crossed the line. Yes, sir. Let me walk into the back room. We might have something just for you. We've, yeah, just, you wait right here, please." The armorer walks out, goes behind. You can hear him yelling at somebody. You kind of make out, him yelling about that crate. Yeah, that one. Don't fucking drop it. Comes back out with a crate in hand. It's not a big one. He goes, "They got this off a goblin death knight." He starts hammering at the crate with a crowbar. He goes, "Didn't think this would really sell here, but this just happens to be right up your alley, I would think."
Depends what it is.
Pulls out a piece of chainmail with fur lined on the shoulders. There are horns. Not horns, but more so bones sticking out of the shoulders. He goes, "What do you think? This..." He's like, "I'm not really sure what to make of it. It looks crazy. Might be magical."
Beyond your knowledge, sir.
"Might be. But I know what my knowledge is, right? Gold.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What do you think it's worth to you?"
Say about 50 gold.
"Let's double it.
How about 75? We meet in the middle.
How about 100?
75. There's no one else like me gonna probably come in here.
Yeah, and you're gonna lose this if I give it to someone else or just put it back there. He looks around and kind of meets your gaze and goes, "All right, 95. Just for you."
That kind of offer, who is a fool not to resist.
Take it.
And he nods and he goes, "All right." Goes, "Pleasure doing business with you."
As of you.
You can hear him run into the back. "We fucking sold it!"
Why do I feel like I just got scammed? Got an inkling suspicion.
Hey, I got scammed last time by the guy with the camel, okay? Like, we all get scammed.
Someone's dying in Stormwind, and it ain't gonna be me, 'cause I'm already dead.
Okay. So we've got two people. We've got one person leaving Weller's Arsenal in the trade district. We have Gareth hanging out on the bridge between the trade district and the Mage's Quarter. And where has Mara gone?
I am heading to the cathedral.
All right. So
I'm purple shimmery.
all right. So we're gonna go to the Stormwind
I'm
map
gonna go
now.
talk to my priest trainer.
Okay. So
Real quick.
you walk into the Cathedral Square, and you walk into the cathedral. You notice a number of priests walking around, and they see you walk in, and murmurs start up. You hear them.
They don't faze me. I continue.
There's a highly adorned priest towards the front of the cathedral who turns and nods to you as you approach. "Hello there, dear. How are you today?"
Hello. I am seeking further training in Shadow.
"In Shadow?" The old priest looks around and goes, "I'm afraid no trader here is available for that. But might you consider going back against the grain from Shadow?"
I used to be holy, but I've given up on that path, and I found a new path. And while the Shadow trainer in Darnassus was very helpful, I was told that there were others here in Stormwind and Ironforge.
He looks around and goes, "Well, we typically would have a large amount of shadow traders here, but as you know, we're at war, dear. They're not here. Just us. Normal healers. What's caused you to go against the grain?"
My family were in Darnassus when the Teldrassil tree fell, and I lost them. And I will stop at nothing to avenge them.
The old priest nods and lowers his voice and leans in and says, "We all feel for you. Understand that. This is the war to end all wars. And hopefully you can find some peace. But understand that revenge is like drinking a poison and hoping the other person dies." He leans back and goes into his kind of slooped, sort of stance that he typically was holding. Well, I'm sorry, dear. I don't think I'll be of much help to you, nor any of these other fools running around here. Get your asses back to work.
I regret that my information was false. Thank you for your time. If you hear of any shadow priests that might be able to help me, I am going to be traveling. Hunting down those that are responsible for the death of the tree.
I'll be more than happy to steer them your way, dear.
Alright, thank you. Have a good day. And I shimmer out. Literally like that.
Shimmer out! Just like that.
No chill.
No, chill.
Okay, so
No,
in which
chill.
direction are you headed?
I am headed back towards Gareth, over like I'm heading to the mage district.
Okay, so you're headed back towards over here.
Yeah. I'm back towards Gareth. Oh god, sorry. Should be moving myself. I failed as I can.
Alright. Hammerstein.
I would actually like to detect magic on that piece of chainmail.
Oh god.
So, as you cast this spell to detect magic, you are overwhelmed by the amount of magic you feel emanating from this item. Not only that, but you can hear whispers in your ears as you bring it closer to you. Kill them. Kill them all.
What the fuck?
This is not the world for you.
Shit, dude.
What do you do?
I keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Hesitant. Where the come
Alrighty.
time arises, I don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
And I start heading over towards the mage quarter.
Alrighty. So, as Mara and Hammerstein approach the mage quarter, they see Gareth on the bridge between the trade district and the mage quarter.
I remove my bifocals and pack my stuff into my bag. I'm glad you showed up. I was about to leave myself. Let us be off.
Hi, Amanda!
We love you.
Amanda!
Hi, Amanda.
A beautiful goddess suddenly appeared.
I'm not going to be the only one that doesn't say
A goddess appears.
So.
A goddess and disappears. Fare thee
And now
well,
she's
fair
gone.
maiden. Fare thee well.
The
And
little
I'm back.
Alright.
Took you long enough?
I had an adventure, to say the least.
I see. We also have a goal, do we not? If you're
Yes.
not to take your job seriously, then I'll leave you in the dust.
I don't remember Matthias putting you in charge of this venture.
You're
I was
correct.
over in the
He did
Cathedral
not.
District training.
Training. Yes.
Everything that we do is to
Oh,
make
I
us better
thought
on
you
our
were
journey.
lifetimes old, my dear.
I just
I will
start
leave you
heading to
behind
the
if I must. And I start heading to the mage quarter.
And I look at Hammerstein. I'm like,
Oh, I'm already heading towards them. I'm just
oh no, come on, man, come on!
not dealing with this.
Serious
We
to
both
me!
just leave you behind.
Are you serious? I
Yeah.
flip you off as you're walking away.
Alright, I'll
I
remember.
murmur to myself that like a true warrior knows that your training never ends, no matter how old you are. Young ass human trying to tell me my shit.
The party.
I will kill you.
Jeez, and I thought I was gonna be the vicious one.
The party.
No, chill. No, this is a completely different character from Minari. You need to understand. You're getting an asshole.
The party continues into the mage quarter. And with that moment, we'll take a quick 5-minute break. Take a beat from that.
Good.
And allow our players to use the restroom, grab a drink, stretch their legs. We will be right back. Time for a
Say
refill.
hi to Amanda.
All right.
Okay.
We shall return momentarily. Thank you so much, everyone. Just stick around. We shall be right back.
Right back.
More minute on clock.
Can I get one more minute? Helk, 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 helk.
Yeah, you can. You can. You can get one more minute. Yep, I'm back.
Can I get one more minute?
Yes, you can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Help!
Can you hear me?
Just give me a thumbs up for Christ's sake. Okay. I can't see you, or I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me? Oh, you muted me. That's why.
Amanda wants the fucking TV, so I gotta get a TV.
This is great because I can hear everything they're saying. But this. So if an undead tinker gnome blows himself up, Does he become rejuvenated? No. Undead tinkering gnome. That would be awesome as fuck. Oh, God. So I wanted to say welcome in Sasserin, welcome in Sylvia, and welcome in Slayer. My hair makes you want to watch One Piece. Well, that's good. I fucking love One Piece, so I support that. So we're just waiting for our players to return. Want to play an Undead Tinker Gnome now. I always want to watch One Piece. Welcome in, Austin.
Love you.
Love you too. There we go. Thud. Thud. Thud.
Alright, I'm good now, sorry.
Cool.
Oh, I had you muted.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Are we? Yeah.
We're live
be
on
honest,
we're live
It
on mine.
just
but-
hit 5 minutes. It just hit 5 minutes.
That's fine. I've just been hanging around. I'm just drinking.
Alright.
This is great.
Let's
So-
refresh that Stormwind theme song. We're waiting for our buddies to get back, but here we are, back at it again. This is fun. How much more do you think we got tonight?
We probably have about maybe an hour.
Well, are we like halfway?
Yeah, we're about halfway, I would say. Depending on how quickly you guys move. Yeah. What are you drinking?
Huh?
What are you drinking?
Vodka and Coke.
Oh my god. Come on, I gave you scotch and whiskey.
Hold up. Hold up. I haven't graduated yet. That's the celebratory drink.
Well,
It's
have
when I graduate.
have the whiskey.
What?
Have the Japanese whiskey that I got you.
Sake.
Oh, that's right. I already poured it. I gotta drink it.
Yeah. Sylvian, this is great. I've never seen a D&D game before.
Wait, I gotta close my
Sasser.
door. Shit.
I made
Where
this
have
for
you been?
And me sleep last night. Yeah, I know, Sylvian. Sylvian is actually a friend from Final Fantasy Radio and all that stuff. So he's
I
a
can't
good
wait to see it, Trough.
he's a good egg.
Oh, good.
I'm back.
Cool.
Wait, I gotta look at my cat. Everybody say hi, kitty, and then say bye, kitty.
Hi, Katie.
Hi,
Bye,
Kitty. Bye,
Kitty.
Kitty.
Yeah.
What a pussy.
She unplugged
I
the
almost
monitor.
it almost went through my fucking nose.
It's
from
gonna
that.
go black, and it's gonna be because she unplugged the cable in the back of the computer.
What a dick.
What a dick! Look at that face. That is the face of a dick.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen dick faces. That's not one.
Yeah.
Are you sure? It's an elusive dick face. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to throw her outside real quick.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, she's not happy about it. Oh, she's not happy
She
about
was
it.
not happy about
I'll
that.
just consume my tiger's blood flavored snow cone.
What?
Tiger's blood.
Tiger's blood?
What the fuck
Yeah,
is
Son
that?
of a bitch.
What the
I
fuck?
just picked one by random, like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Here,
Hey.
I pick you.
Okay, Charlie Sheen. Jesus Christ.
Don't blame me. Blame the Hawaiian company that makes the syrups.
Alright.
All right.
So we make our comments, you make your comments, and we make our way to the mage quarter. Let us be off.
So, whereas most of Stormwind is built to withstand a full-scale military assault, the Mage Quarter shines as one of the most decorative of all the areas. As you enter, you're greeted by the main attraction, the Arcane Sanctum, a place in which mages and wizards of all kinds come to study. Further along is a tavern by the name of the Slaughtered Lamb. This is a frequented establishment by both citizen and magic wielder alike. Further down, you see a number of residences, a weapon shop, and what appears to be a general goods store. The rest of the area appears to be nothing of noteworthiness.
Is there a... Sorry, was there a main area?
Was there a what?
The
Was
mage
there a
tower.
main...
Yes,
the mage tower.
the Arcane Sanctum. Yep.
Oh, yes, sorry. You did say that.
That's where I go.
Yep.
I go up the tower to the top of the tower where
We're gonna head towards the tower.
Okay, so you're going to the tower. So I'm going to bring up this real quick. Hang on. So, just so that we have a better view.
Uh-oh.
So just so that we have a better view of the Mage Quarter. Ah, crap. So, you enter the Arcane Sanctum, and you're
Lots of
greeted by
circles.
Archmage Malin. And he nods as you approach.
Am I not in response?
Yep, I walk up to him, and I say, we've been sent here by Commander Matthias Shaw.
Malin looks at all three of you slightly incredulous. Just like, okay. What can I help you with?
Well, I would assume that he wouldn't send us here without having some reason for us to be here.
Well, Malin,
I step forward. There should have been warning. You mages are entrusted with seeing what comes before, with letting us know of great disasters before they happen. Correct.
Malin, in all of his, scratching his bald head, looks at you. His gray eyebrows furrow and go, "Let me tell you, sir, I have destroyed many undead in my day. It would take very little for me to wreck your entire party right here and now. So before we get off on the wrong foot, let me make that clear. Let us make proper introductions."
I'm gonna roll intimidate.
Go ahead.
Regretting my decisions of having the snow cone.
Are you shitting me?
Oh, you are not intimidating at all.
You...
I'll have you know
Mhm.
that I demand answers. And when I ask you, shut the fuck up. When I ask you questions, old man, you will speak when spoken to.
I go and I crack up.
Archmage Malin, rod in hand, puts his arms out.
I go to the general goods store. I'm not. I feel like I'm not associated with them.
Listen, it was a bad roll, alright? You should give it to me.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Archmage Malin.
Running away from the group, man.
Archmage Malin looks at you and produces a fireball within his hand. And goes, "Is this what you want?"
I step forward as the
A slight shift appears, a glint in my eye. No. No, I apologize.
I want it.
Tis not the foot I wanted to get off on.
Malin
I step back, my demeanor becoming more lax.
makes the fireball disappear in an instant. I have no quarrel with you. I have no idea what you're doing here. I wish you would tell me. And if Matthias Shaw sent you here, then he's not going to send you with any warning.
Dude, he's about to turn into the Hulk.
We merely have questions that need urgent answers.
And Malin goes, "And I will gladly answer all questions that you have."
Of course.
So, What would you
Night
ask
Elf.
of old Malin?
I turn to Mara. Ask him.
We need information about the Teldrassil tree, the crown of the earth that was burned down. We need
Oh.
to know how it happened.
I think you'd be better off asking Sylvanas Windrunner how that happened. And he lets out a slight chuckle, but realizes that it's not the joking time.
Yeah,
And-
I
I
step
chuckle
forward
in
and
good
I'm
taste. Ha!
furious. I'm furious. I
And
step forward like I'm about to smack you upside your head.
Malin goes, I apologize. No offense was meant. What would you have me answer there, dear?
Oh no!
Oh God, we killed him.
Are you okay?
Arms up. Arms up.
Arms up! Arms up! Hype! Hype! Hype it up!
Hype.
Hype it up!
Excuse
baby.
me.
That's okay.
Right.
Nothing
So
is
we have
worse than
learned-
inhaling alcoholic soda.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So don't breathe alcohol, children.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't
do
do
it.
the
Oh
drug.
god, I had to try
No.
so hard not to spit that out. You have no idea.
I
Don't
almost, I
do
almost,
the booze,
Dude, I would have
kiddos.
loved this
I know
way
it's
on
cheap
camera.
booze. It's cheap booze, but I did not want to spit it out.
Mhm.
Eat booze.
Oh, that was so
Get
painful.
it out.
Oh God.
Keep going, please.
Okay.
I smirk over at Gareth and I'm like, humans can't hold their liquor.
Malin continues to go, what would you wish to ask of the Archmage, Malin?
We need to find more information about the destruction of the tree. Any information you have, anywhere that you.
Malin
Gareth shakes off his drink.
Malin attempts to. Malin looks like he's deep in thought. As Malin brings his hand to his lips, you hear a voice behind you. It sounds like a hurricane.
My turn.
You are now face to face with Tyrande Whisperwind, bow in hand,
Tyrande.
the Lady of Elune, goddess amongst all night elves. Malin's eyes grow about 20 times their size.
I kneel and bow. As a night elf, obviously.
You fool, Malin. Where is this person that you protect that's holding this information? And why would you keep it from these people? And Malin goes, I have no idea what you're talking about.
And what makes you think that he holds someone?
I look at Gareth. You do not speak to her unless spoken to.
Tyrande looks
A
over
wry
at
smile crosses my lips.
I
Tyrande.
apologize, goddess.
Tyrande brings the arrow to bear to Gareth. You would dare challenge Elune.
No, it's a lie.
Regardless of who you are, you can be wrong.
Shake my head.
I
Tyrande's
merely ask the origin of your suspicion.
Tyrande looks at you. Looks at Mara. Looks at Hammerstein, questioningly. And sees Malin. Malin understands.
I am
He is out.
rejecting.
Malin may have been up to the task for the three adventurers. But you cannot challenge the might of Whisperwind. She looks at Gareth and goes, when my land was invaded, there was no reinforcements. There was only my husband, Malfurion Stormrage, who, by himself, should have been able to take on the Horde. except that he was struck down by that animal. Sao Fang, she says under her breath. I will know why there was no help from Stormwind. This alliance, all of this, what is it good for if we don't have each other's backs?
Be it far from my place to say, but I'd assume you're too close to this matter to be involved. We, I look at Mara, or not Mara.
Yeah, Mara.
What's the wizard's name?
Oh,
Him-
Malin.
Oh.
Malin.
I glance at Malin. We have this under control, and we request your understanding and trust. Those responsible will be brought to justice.
What proof do I have that from you, human?
None! None but the word of a man on a quest for truth. I know you're a worthy warrior. I know you can handle yourself. But the loss of a loved one is another thing that I know well.
Metagame, Malfurion's alive.
Oh.
Yeah. And everyone knows that, so sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Yep.
But the attack upon a loved one is something that I know well. It does not harbor the action of those afflicted. You have my word. Yes, as a man, as a human, as feeble as we may be. I salute.
The Night Elf Priestess's eyes narrow. She looks at Mara.
I step a little bit closer while still kneeling. My goddess, I will regret for the end of time that I was not there when the tree was destroyed. I was fighting on the front lines, and I will spend every day until my death trying to make amends for it. This human thinks he knows suffering, but he hasn't had to see every person he's ever known and loved burned alive. He hasn't lost the one thing in his entire race that mattered. He couldn't possibly understand our suffering.
Another glint in my eye. I pull out a flask.
Don't
Never
choke on
did.
it.
Nice.
Alcoholism is in a joke.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
He's doing the Hulk thing again. He's so mad.
No.
So confused.
Whisperwind nods to Mara and looks at Gareth. Know that the goddess's eyes will be upon you. She takes her leave. Malin looks at all three of you and goes, "What the hell was that?" You know?
Your guess is as good as mine, sir.
I turn to him. Then you must know the urgency of the situation. Out with it, old man.
Malin seems lost in thought for a moment. And then goes, Ty.
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 Hi. Taipei assassin.
Malin. Ty Granger. He was in charge of the portal to Darnassus from Stormwind. Ty should have known.
And where is this tie?
He should be up in the arcane sanctum, attending to his duties. I will take you there to him. Malin, with his rod in hand, motions to you to follow him.
I do so.
You climb.
I hesitate, but I follow.
You climb the stairs of the sanctum. There are mages everywhere, practicing all sorts of magic. You see books floating, books talking, for that matter. Malin is rambling on about something or other. About how terrible the loss of Teldrassil was, the World Tree. And how that he's happy that the Alliance has come together to put an end to the Horde. As you walk the stairs, Malin goes, "Ah, there he is." And he points to Ty. And Ty looks up. You see a young mage in a robe, a book on his belt, a staff in his hand. He looks to Malin and he smiles, and he looks to the three of you, and he understands the situation. Ty attempts to conjure a portal, but Malin reaches out with his staff and puts an end to the cast. Ty is frozen in place. You may ask him any questions you'd like right now.
Why were you trying to get away?
Ty's eyes meet Mara's. A bright blue reflect back. He shakes his head no.
You need to understand that we have all the power of the Alliance behind us, and we will do whatever we have to get you to talk.
Ty's still frozen in place.
I step forward, dagger drawn. I turn to Mara. You should be careful with the information you let slip from your lips. I close my eyes and I step forward. My fist white-knuckled against the dagger. We seek answers! Loosen your lips lest I cut them from your skull.
Ty is still in the frozen position and looks directly at you, Gareth. And you hear behind you, Malin go, "Oh, he can't answer when he's like that." And he waves his staff and releases him. Ty crumples to the ground.
I turn to the wizard. I turn back.
Ty is lying on the floor as of right now. Unrestrained, by the way.
I grab the back of his outfit and I lift him up with inhuman strength. Speak.
You see Ty has a look of terror in his eyes. He goes, no, I can't.
I lift up the dagger. Speak.
Ty continues to shake. He goes, they'll
what? Kill you? I'll kill you! Right now! I drop him.
Ty hits
I
the
step
floor.
away.
Christ.
Ty hits the floor hard. He doesn't make a motion.
I lean over and grab my head.
Ty looks
I'm kind of staring at the whole situation, completely bewildered at the moment.
Malin steps forward and goes, "Ty, it would be best if you start answering these people's questions." They're on important business, you see.
I sheath my dagger. Yes.
Ty looks around. He pulls himself up. Checks his items on his belt. Makes sure nothing is loosened. And he sits down. And he goes, I know very little. I'm not sure where the call came from.
What
But
call?
he rubs his face. Ty can't be more than 25. He's a young mage. That's why he was only put in charge of a portal.
I step back and sit on a nearby crate, a bit of a distance away from everybody else.
Ty goes. Ty looks at Mara, and then Hammerstein, Malin, back to Gareth. He goes, I got the call for reinforcements in Darnassus. But it was like I couldn't tell anyone. I can't explain it. I don't know.
I create a shadow orb in my hand. It's fuming with purple flame, and I'm like, do you have any idea what I can do to you? I am getting very impatient.
Intimidation should be used as a last resort. Night Elf, try a woman's touch.
This coming from the man who just put his dagger away, don't tell me madness. Ty, you have 3 seconds before this enters your mind and destroys it. My little flaming purple orb in my hand.
Ty glances all around. He looks at Malin, who gives him an assuring nod to continue. And Ty looks at Mara and goes, it was as if the spirits compelled me not to inform those of what was occurring in your homeland, Night Elf. I didn't wish to see it destroyed. I had to
Why didn't you tell anyone?
I had to watch it with my own eyes.
Why are we only hearing of it now?
Ty's eyes start to tear up. Tears rolling down. I saw them all. Every last one of them. I saw the tree burn. I saw the ones that didn't get evacuated, covered in flames. I saw the children. Ty pauses. I saw them. I will never forget them. I will live with this until I die.
I approach and I put a hand on his shoulder. I don't look at him. I stand parallel with him, looking behind him. We've all lost, and we will all lose much more.
I grab Ty by the shirt and bring him close and hold the orb even closer to his head. You saw nothing. Your tears mean nothing to me. Give me the information you have, everything you have, and go on with your pathetic life for all I care. But you're going to tell me everything that you know. And you're going to tell me right now.
Ty looks at Mara through tear-smeared eyes This is not a man of malice, you can tell. He leans in and goes, I am so sorry for your loss, Night Elf.
Okay.
I know what this has done to you and what this has done to your people. The magic that entered my mind informed me to be at the docks by evening.
Evening.
Who did you
Yes.
meet there?
I didn't meet anyone. It is tonight that they wish for me to be there.
What time?
They didn't say. They said before nightfall they would sail. I didn't know what to do. You have to understand. You have to understand.
Which nightfall?
Right now.
Let's go.
I look to the other two.
I'm
Anything else?
I'm still holding on to Ty, and I very, very gently let go of him and say very calmly, Ty, you're going to clean yourself up, and you are going to be there for that meeting at the docks. And you are not going to tell anyone about this conversation or anything that transpires after this. Do you understand?
Ty nods, and he looks to Malin, who just gives a single nod.
I nod back, and I step back and let him go.
Malin turns to Gareth and goes, Nightfall is approaching. I'll have him cleaned up and off to the docks for you.
I will follow in my shadow form, hiding
Ty
in the darkness.
stands up, walks over to Granger, walks over to Gareth, and goes, I know what you are. You aren't from my land, but I know what you are. And he walks off to clean himself up.
I look at the other two quickly.
I look at Gareth. I knew there was something off about you. Whatever darkness you have going on inside you, you need to keep it under control if we're going to get this done.
Acknowledge.
I nod.
The moments
Or I look
pass.
over at Hammerstein.
Gotta move on, shall we?
We must wait. If we followed you closely, we'll surely be sighted, no matter how stealthy you may be in the night.
Do you not see these eyes?
Exactly. This is obviously a situation of subtlety. The docks.
After a few moments, Ty returns. He appears to be more composed. He has his hood over his head, as is customary for a mage of his age. And he goes, I will go to the docks with you. Please follow a bit far behind to ensure safety. He looks to all of you for assurance.
I lean in and I whisper to him, so help me, if you give away our presence in any way, if you act as if we are there in any way, if you are timid, if you give anything away at all, I will erase your entire brain. I will make you forget everything and everyone that you have ever loved. Do you understand?
Malin steps forward and goes, I wasn't aware that the agents of SI-7 were allowed to carry out justice in the streets of Stormwind.
This does not concern you. My justice is outside of Stormwind's
This
law.
is my sanctum, and you will respect it, priest.
I bow my head. I respect Stormwind law while I am here. But if you have any issues with me, you can take it up with Elune.
Malin nods, seemingly satisfied for the moment. We return to the streets of Stormwind, leaving the Mage Quarter. It is not an easy path to the harbor from where you are. You'll have to go through the Trade District, Cathedral Square, and then to the harbor.
It's nighttime, yes?
It is approaching dusk, yes.
Alright. Let's roleplay it up.
We...
Ty nods to you and asks you to keep back a decent distance.
Keep back a very well distance away from everyone.
From the
I shadow meld into the darkness.
Alrighty.
I blend in as best I can to the small groups there are on the streets at this time of night.
Well,
Sorry, when you said that, I just pictured Gareth like up against a tree, like I'm blending in.
He's
Not
not.
fine.
Listen,
Yeah.
he's
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
you can actually, but just so you know,
You know what's funny? He's the type of rogue that actually does not invest in stealthiness because he doesn't believe in its.
Doesn't believe in sneak attacks.
He
That's
doesn't.
good.
Well, I mean, he does, but he doesn't believe in sneaking up on his prey. He believes in the whole what you
Hunt.
don't see is more damaging. Well, I guess that's the same thing. It's
Ian
complicated.
Fuzzling
We'll
would
get
discount
there.
many
It's
things.
We'll get there.
My
We'll
character's
get there.
complicated.
so
My character's very complicated.
I think I'm more complicated. I'm just quiet.
you're
This is like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on. I dig it.
Yeah! That's what I was thinking in my head. It's like,
Mhm.
No, no.
I
no.
think
and
I
all
know
I'm
what
thinking
he
of is
is.
now Five
I
Finger
think
Death
I
Punch.
know what he is, but I don't want to think I know.
Save it.
Mhm.
All
Alright.
right. Are the docks north or south?
so if
North.
you're looking
North.
at the map, and you should be able to see what I have here.
Yep.
The harbor is so
Stormwind
you have to go east.
Yep.
And then go north, and then go west. So you have to do like a backwards C.
Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see it. I see it. Stormwind
Harbor.
Harbor.
Yep.
There it is.
So,
So we
from-
have to go through the trade district and the cathedral square, which you said, and I did not listen to you. I apologize.
Nope. So even though it's dusk, and with the city emptied of the soldiers, there are large crowds out there. It is surprisingly busy. People have energy. This war has brought a fire to Stormwind's people that has not been seen in years. Yes, the fight with the Burning Legion has been long and arduous. But the fight against the Horde is a fight for survival. Not a fight for Azeroth, a fight for humans, elves, dwarves, Draenei, gnomes, and the like. This is a fight that people are proud of. That they don't have to stand with the monsters that burned down Teldrassil. That allowed Varian to die on the battlefield. How dare they even grace these lands?
Is this what they speak on the streets?
This is what they speak on the
Yes.
streets.
To the Horde.
Yeah.
This is it's like heavily for the Alliance. Think like football team.
Yep. You continue behind Ty through Cathedral Square. He's not trying to get away from you. You can tell that. He is walking at a pace that shows that he wants to be followed. You make it through the ramparts and through all the turrets, through the gates. The city is impressive. Every time you all enter it, you understand that. You feel the breath of the Alliance when you walk through here. You feel the energy for the Alliance. That is what you hear cheering from the trade district. You approach the harbor. The harbor is quite empty. It is a time of war, and most of your ships have been destroyed. The attack on the Legion has taken its toll on the Alliance. You approach the harbor. There is but one ship there. Ty looks back.
Damn it.
To see if you're following.
I speak under my breath. Fucking fool.
He approaches the docks. Large hulking creatures approach Ty. He walks up to them. One grabs him. And in a mist, they disappear. The ship is already in motion, magically pushed forward by a wind that did not exist. There is no catching this ship. There are no ships at dock, only dinghies.
I run forward to the edge of the very dock that it was on, as far as I can go. How far am I from the ship?
20 yards.
I skitter to a stop, halting my motion, realizing that I can't make the jump.
Do we not have a flying mounts?
Nope.
Oh, you took away our mounts?
There.
Ah!
This is not the video game. Please roleplay.
Man.
I grab a large bundle of rope. I throw it out to the sea.
Also taking out your mic.
Roleplay's great.
I love it.
Throw
I
it out
love
to
it.
the sea.
No mice were harmed in the making of this.
I go and grab the rope
Why?
and bring it back because it's not a rope.
What is wrong with you, Hammerstein?
Hey,
This-
I'm dead. I don't need to breathe.
I
This-
watch as the ship sails away into the night.
You watch the ship sail. However, your attention
Shake
is
my head.
brought to the forefront. Things are about to get more complicated. A gigantic ship appears out of a portal. There is no warning for this. You are shocked by the massiveness of this vessel. It floats in midair for a moment and then comes crashing down upon the waters just beyond the docks. It carries into Stormwind Harbor. Ropes fly out to be tied.
Ready my weapons. And I try to get into a crouched stance behind something nearby.
Stormwind guards swarm from their positions outside the docks.
I don my rune blade.
I ready all my spells. Flaming purple shit everywhere.
You recognize the symbol on the side of the ship. It is the Admiralty symbol of Theramore. The Battle of Lordaeron has ended. While you
You
have...
just cut out a lot.
Did I?
Yeah.
No,
Let me say that again.
there
Fight end
Where did you hear until?
The
Theramore?
battle
of
The-
Lordaeron.
Lordaeron.
The Battle of Lordaeron has ended.
Oh, what's it?
The galley planks appear. Off the ship exits Gen Greymane, king of Gilneas.
Papa Greymane.
The Archmage, Jaina Proudmoore, right behind him. And right behind her, the High King of the Alliance, Anduin Wrynn. The guards sing out victory cheers, but Anduin motions them to not. He calls out to all those that exist on the docks. The Banshee Queen has destroyed Lordaeron with her blight. Whatever victory we had, it will long be forgotten. There was no glory to be found there, and there are still no answers for our group. This is a time to rest and recoup, and think upon the evidence that currently exists. A mage by the name of Ty Granger prevented the call from Darnassus. He appears to be a cog, not the motor. And he appears to be just as afraid as anyone at all of this. As the leaders of the Alliance pass by, Jaina Proudmoore looks at the party members and goes, SI-7 on the docks, looking towards a ship that has sailed out, her gaze towards the sea. She looks to her ship. Perhaps I can be of assistance.
Perhaps.
And that's the end of the first episode of the Dagger of Azeroth. Thank you all for watching tonight. We are going to end. Party members, I will join you in a moment. We are going to go to our end stream screen. We are going to hit our theme. We are going to run credits. Thank you all for joining us. I will talk to you guys in a moment, but enjoy the music.
Thank you, everybody.
Beware the daughter of the sea. Beware, I heard him cry. His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors fought and died, the admiral fell at their amour because she left his side. Why this, oh daughter of the sea? Why this, did she forget her seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray? When she did flee across the ocean deep, the admiral followed west. What else but sail to save a daughter's life and pray she still drew breath? But there he found upon those distant shores enemies on the rise. But when he faced those savage foes, his daughter stood aside and buried deep beneath the waves, betrayed by family, to his nation with his last breath cried, beware the dawn. the sea, beware, beware.